By the end of this video, you're going to learn how to build a 7-figure supplement brand, even in a saturated market, but without a custom formula, without a big team or a huge upfront investment. Now, look at the screen. This is one of my brands. I'll do a quick refresh check just so you know I ain't making this stuff up. So this is almost 2 million in revenue. And here's the crazy part. This was built in a niche that most people would call too competitive. No unique formula, like no viral breakthrough, just smart positioning and the right system. And I literally work less than 4 hours a week on this brand. It pays me automatically every single day. So let me break this down. Why are supplements the best business model right now, today? Super simple. Multiple reasons. First and foremost, you have high profit margins. You have monthly recurring revenue built in. You have very low startup costs. And you kind of have this perfect product market fit, especially in today's health conscious world. Like every man and his dog wants to have a supplement brand. And you can literally start a brand like this with less than $100. Like, you do not need to be a scientist. You don't need to build something revolutionary. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to learn how to stand out. And like, I know this because I went the hard way. I made all of the mistakes. I started with nothing. I was in 30K debt, didn't even know what an entrepreneur was. And I wasted years trying to build this perfect product, custom product. I thought that was the only way to win in a competitive market, but it turns out I was wrong. Custom formulas are expensive. They take months to develop, and all of the risk is front loaded. Like, you're investing thousands before you've even made a single sale. And that's what I didn't realize at the time. You can take a white label product, you can build a brand, a story, and get the positioning right and absolutely dominate a space that most people think is too crowded or saturated. And this is pretty much exactly what I encourage beginners to start out with. It's called branded dropshipping. It's lean, it's profitable, it's repeatable. And here's the kicker. Back in 2015, when I started, I had none of the advantages that you have. None. No good YouTube videos, no tutorials, no proper mentors. Shopify was just starting out. I didn't know what Facebook ads were. No automations, no playbook, no AI. Like, think about what you have now. You have AI, you have automations, you have step-by-step systems. Like, everything is easier, it's faster, it's leaner. So the opportunity, realistically, and I'm not just making this up, it's never been better. And yet, people still come to me. They're stuck in the belief that the market's too crowded. So let me ask you a question. If the market's saturated, how or why did I launch and help scale multiple brands and made over 10 million in sales? All of them, every single one of them is in a crowded or oversaturated niche. You see, the truth is, it's not about how crowded the niche is. It's about how you position yourself inside it. If you've already launched a supplement brand and you're not getting sales, don't panic. There's things you can fix. And if you haven't launched yet, I'll show you how to do the right thing first time. And in the rest of this video, I'm going to walk you through how to validate your niche, how to position your product to stand out, and how to build a brand that prints cash on autopilot, even if the niche seems saturated from the outside. And if you find this information helpful, you can apply to work directly with me to help either start or scale your supplement brand. I've helped over 200 founders do the same, so there's no reason if they can do it, you can't also. If you're interested, link will be in the video description. You can see all of my successful student testimonials, etc. in there. All right, cool. Let's get into it. Rock and roll. So, where am I going to start? I am going to start, as always, with a meme. Lovely. So, here's how we stand out in a crowded, saturated, or competitive supplement market space. Now, this is most people. Market saturated versus Giga Chad over here. I create my own niche, and like this mindset, bit of mindset training I want to do at the start sets the frame for the rest of the video. And the reason I made this video in the first place is because I had a potential student come to me 2 days ago. Great idea for a brand, but in his mind, he was thoroughly convinced that it is impossible to be able to build a brand around this product. And everything here was his limiting beliefs, and everything to the right side, obviously Giga Chad, Lou Antonio, in supplement branding. This is pretty much what I want you to think about reframing. Okay, let's just dive into them. So first and foremost, you're thinking, someone else got there first, or it's too competitive, or I have no strategic point of difference, or like, why would someone going to buy from me when there's these big brands, established brands out there, making millions, loads of social proofing, people already know, like, and trust them. Or it's a case of, if I do this, and because I'm small, and if I start to get traction, then the other brands are just going to copy me, or I need this like amazing custom formula, or else no one's going to buy, like I don't have a strategic point of difference, or these other guys are like 10 steps ahead of me, so what's the point in even starting? Or because I encourage you to go niche, maybe you think it's like the niche is too small, there's not enough of a target addressable market there, or you think that you just got to this too late, like all the good ideas are taken. And this is all bullshit. This is what I want you to reframe, okay? And this is, again, the mindset that I encourage you to take because this is a mental model and reframe that will actually help you. Instead of thinking all the reasons that you can't, these are all the reasons that you can. Okay. So if you're saying like someone else is already there, perfect, no problem. They've done the work for you. They've validated it. They've assumed and taken the risk, so you don't have to. If you think it's too competitive, this means for me there's opportunity in the niches. There's way more opportunity. And I'll show you how to do that later on in the video. So make sure you watch it all. If you think that because you don't have a custom formula, you have no strategic point of difference, incorrect. This is up to you in your marketing, in your narrative, in your brand to create your own strategic point of differentiation. It's all within your control. If you're thinking someone's going, why should they buy from me and not the big brands? A lot of times people buy from people, all right? They actually prefer to buy from the smaller boutique stores and brands over the big ones, especially so if you nail the marketing and you sell through narrative and storytelling. Like people way more trust that way. Especially if they can actually see the direct input or the founders telling the story and they can see how everything's evolving. Like they feel part of something. They want to be part of a community. Next one, if you think brands are just going to copy you, bro, unless you're doing 10, 20 million a month, they're probably not going to copy you. They're not even going to come on the radar. They're so focused on themselves. But think about it as well. If you are able to create a strategic point of differentiation around a brand and you exist to solve a specific problem, high pain point problem for a specific person, then it is far easier for them to just acquire you than go through the whole processes and all of this R&D and all of this brand equity side of things when they can just buy you and just plug all of your systems into their existing infrastructure. It makes way more sense to do that. If you're thinking you need custom formula or like no one's going to buy from you, incorrect. What you need to do is reposition to solve a specific problem within an existing marketplace. Again, the riches are in the niches. If there's anything I've learned, it's that. If you think others ahead of you, then guess what? These guys also started at zero, right? They started at zero. They've scaled. So why can't you? Like they're probably no different and no more intelligent than you. At some point would have had to cut their teeth in e-com. So again, what's the difference? There's no difference. They've just applied themselves to it and stuck at it for a disproportionate amount of time. So there's nothing stopping you other than you. If you think the market's too small, if I'm telling you to niche down, bro, the market is huge. It's massive. You need 0.000% of the market, especially within a specific niche, to win. Like there's more than enough to go around. Like ignore everything you taught at school and scarcity in the news. Everything's broken. The sky's falling. Bro, it's not. There's abundant opportunity everywhere. There is cash everywhere. Again, self-imposed limiting belief. If you think you're too late, you're not. All of the best ideas are still to be developed. You will look back in 5 or 10 years and these new concepts will come out and you'll be like, oh, why didn't I think of that? And it's exactly the same for this. Like if you look back 10 years ago, you think like AI is a massive opportunity. It didn't exist. But you don't know what you don't know. It's up to you to create the future. It's up to you to create or develop or repackage or position a product to sell. Because if not, guess what? You will be assigned a product to sell. You will build someone else's brand. You'll be working the rest of your life building someone else's empire. And I assume if you're watching this video, there's very high likelihood that you want to start your own thing. You want to be the captain of your own ship. So again, mindset always starts with mindset and just reframing everything to this statement here. There is abundant potential in the market. The only thing stopping you is you. Again, be this dude. Don't be this dude, right? This dude is broke. This dude is miserable. This dude is stuck in externalizing and blaming everything and everyone other than himself. Bro over here is in action mode. He's looking for ways things can work and he's understanding what's in his direct sphere of influence and control and he's taking action on it. That is literally the difference. And this is just all mindset, just reframing mental models. Okay. So if you're thinking everything's too competitive, everything's been done already, bro, I'm telling you now, I'm working with a lot of students, all doing well, all carving out niches, and most of them are selling or repackaging existing products. If they can do it, you can do the same. There's no reason. You just don't know how yet, or I'm going to show you. So carry on watching. Okay, so you understand the story, you understand the concept. Now, where I'm going to talk to you about, okay, how do you actually do this? How do you differentiate a brand? How do you build marketing or narrative when you don't have a custom formula? Again, if you have a custom formula, you already have a strategic advantage, which then I assume your problem is marketing. But if not, if you don't have a crazy budget to start with, you know the easiest way to get into this is to white label an existing product, build a brand around it, or if you have no cash, you use branded dropshipping, which is as simple as you reposition or repackage an existing product that you only buy once you've made the sale. So 3 key ways I'm going to talk to you in this video. This is how we do it. So again, you've got all these limiting beliefs. You think the market's saturated. You don't have a strategic point of difference. So what's the point in even trying? This is how you do it. You have 3 options. First and foremost, you build a founder-led brand. Second, you have a unique delivery mechanism. And the third one is you niche the fuck down. This is the one I want to focus on. But before we get to it, I'm going to explain the other ones first. So building a founder-led brand, in my professional opinion. The brands that will do the best in the next 10, 20 years are the ones that are founder-led. And there's reasons for this. Again, think about this contextually. We're building or wanting to build a brand in a space that is theoretically already it's like there's too many competitors in there. So what do? Think about it. No one can compete with you. There's one of you. There's only ever has and ever will be, unless we're talking parallel universes, which is probably outside the scope of this video. It's only one of you. No one can compete with you in your story, which means that if you build something around yourself, you instantly have a strategic point of differentiation. And the way we do this is in product selection, scratch your own itch. Like, pick and sell a product that you've used, you understand, and you've got value from, because then all we need to do, if your name is Nick, we need to find more Nicks out there, and no one knows you more than you know yourself, which means that you understand the pain, the problem, your current situation, your desired situation. You understand how to agitate because you actually have first-hand experience with it, which means when you come to marketing, you're not using assumption, you're using real life stories, and you're able to sell without selling. This is always the best form of marketing, because you're marketing, you're selling, but you're not selling. And people pick up on that. It doesn't look or feel like an ad. You're genuinely just storytelling. So if you build the brand around you, this becomes your why, it becomes your customer's why, because they're able to resonate with you. You're talking the same language. You look the same. It's so much easier than picking a random segment and niche and having to do deep research for weeks and months and trying to understand who this person is, where they are, what they like, what they hate, what their problems are. If you could just sell to yourself and you storytell, things are so much more streamlined. And your story is what becomes your marketing. And just remember, people buy from people. This is your competitive strategic advantage. That no one can then compete, because they can't. I suppose they could make a story up, but ultimately you're going to win long term because of the authenticity factor. That's it. That's the key. And you just need to find more people like you. Just talk to your problem and your desired situation, but really get like emotional with it. Like, be raw, be authentic. This is what really sticks out. And everyone I know in my circle in Bali who has big personal brands, the ones that do the best are always the ones who are the most raw and organic and authentic when it comes to the content that they put out. And it's exactly the same for you. Get people to buy into you. Okay, like, use your own narrative. Build on this with your customer feedback, because they will resonate with you too. And this then becomes your flywheel for the marketing. So you're selling to customers, and then customers sell to customers. And that, in my opinion, is always the purest form of marketing. But it starts with you as the genesis. And the easiest, fastest, simplest, most fun way to do this is just to document the journey. Like, if I have my number one regret in my 10 years in e-com is I didn't document the journey, and I hate it. I hate that I didn't do it. But again, you don't know what you don't know. I was too shy to get in front of camera. I thought I'd be judged for it, or I thought that everyone's going to think, this is just like a startup brand. Why am I going to buy it? It's not safe, all this stuff. And this was just all limiting beliefs. Like, if I had this all documented, I would be 10 times ahead of where I am right now, because people will buy into me in the journey, and they like to see the evolution. Like, people like to voyeur, bro. Like, they like to watch other people do things. It's why you watch stories on Instagram or whatever, on YouTube, on blogs. You like it. Yeah, it's like a short form movie type thing. And you can just sit from a safe background in the arena and just watch everything happening. And exactly the same with a brand. If you want an example of this, I was speaking to this founder last week on LinkedIn. Feisty. I'm going to go Feisty. So basically, she ex-designer, and she's doing a fantastic job at building her whole brand in public. Behind the scenes, ECG, which is employee generated content, similar to UGC, but employee based, she's like telling the story, okay? And this is not running any ads, not doing any ads. It's just all organic content that she's putting out across platform, like particularly so on TikTok. And this is what captures attention, because she's selling to people who have the same problem as her. They understand, they look like her, they talk like her. And yet she's taking people on a journey with it. Yeah, like, everything's built in public. She's doing lab tests, the taste test, the product development on TikTok. She's doing like product sample days, recording everything, putting it out, getting out in the street, talking to people. And this costs nothing, zero cost of marketing. It's amazing. She's doing a fantastic job, and I'm sure this brand's going to print when it's up and running. But again, it's like community first. It's very focused, and she understands the customer. She understands like the marketing channels also very kind of TikTok-y. They're doing merch as well, which is quite interesting, which is fun. It's interesting. It's engaging. And again, like, you don't necessarily need a custom formula to do this. Like, you just need a story, a lane to stay in, and a vibe that people want to be a part of. Like, and remember, the game of e-com, in my attention, is attention. Where attention goes, energy flows, results show. And we live in the attention economy. And if you're able to hack that attention and convert that attention into dollars, you've won the game. And there's no better way, in my professional experience, limited maybe professional experience, or 10 years extensive professional experience, than doing this, than storytelling. It's the best way. I don't know why I'm doing the Donald Trump thing, but yeah, allow it. All right, next, having a unique delivery mechanism. So you can do this with branded dropshipping because you can have products or unique products in separate formats that break the narrative a little bit. So for example, like, I don't know, I'll give you an example at the bottom, actually, we'll get into it in a bit. But basically, if we're looking for a strategic point of differentiation without going custom formula, one thing that really works is you have some sort of unique delivery mechanism. And by delivery mechanism, I mean the format of the product. So if you can look for different ways of packaging or positioning your product or the way that they consume it. So is it a drink? Is it a tablet? Is it a capsule? Is it a strip? Is it a shake? Is it a ready to drink? All this side of things. If you can do that and look at the big brands and do something they're not, you don't necessarily have to have a strategic point of differentiation in the marketing because the product itself and the format and the utility of product in and of itself is novel, it's new, it's interesting. So you have that strategic point of differentiation. It's new, it's going to attract attention. It acts as a bit of a pattern interrupt in the marketing side of things as well. And as a case study, this is one of my clients' brands. We started this year. Guys doing really well. I think like 20, 30K a month already on MRR. You can check them out. But talking, again, we'll come back to the niche side of things in a minute because this was also kind of semi-niche down. But the product itself, like, we're dealing with sleep, all right? So the niche is we have working professionals or students. That's niche down to ones who struggle with sleeping or switching off at night. That's niche down to women, and then women who don't like taking pills. So we have something that's still a very broad, big market, but we've niched down specifically to target like the whole branding, the narrative, the typography, the wording, etc. is very kind of women focused. So we've still niched down. But the unique thing about this product, there's nothing like specific about the formula. It's nothing like better or worse, but the format of it is different. It's like we haven't developed branded dropshipping, a sleep strip product. It's novel, it's new to the market. We understand who we're selling to, what their pain points and problems are. But this client in particular, it didn't have loads of money, didn't have 10K saved. He wanted to start small, test and build using branded dropshipping, so he didn't have to go custom formula. And this is just like a perfect example of, we're not reinventing the wheel, we're using an existing product, but the format is just different, it's unique, okay? So we have all of these benefits here. It's a unique delivery method, there's no custom formula, we started from zero, it's obviously in 20K a month at the minute. That's in monthly recurring revenue alone, never mind the one-time sales as well, in under 6 months. And obviously we're using the cash flow, which is always the perfect progression, because ultimately we obviously want to get to own the formula. But if you don't have loads of cash, the hard part is not the custom formula. That's the fun part. The difficult part is sales and marketing. So if you can validate the market, and this is your first port of call when you go from brand to dropshipping to either white labeling or custom formula, is you have to get to the point of established product market fit first. This is the most important thing. We do not commit cash to inventory until we know we can actually shift and sell the inventory. That's the mistake I made when I started. My assumption, which got me in trouble, was just build it and they will come. Make the best product, have a decent enough website, and then everyone's just naturally going to find you. Lovely if that was the case, but in reality, it wasn't. I built for 2 years, perfect product, hasn't really changed in the whole time, to be fair. But what I got wrong is I didn't understand sales and marketing. I just assumed that people will just naturally come across me and buy and I'll sell out overnight. What actually happened is 2 years R&D, finally got stock, launched the website, got 0 sales, had one person come and sell, it was actually a friend, bought from me because he felt sorry for me and because I gave him a 40% discount. Fantastic. Back to the drawing board. And then I realized, okay, actually, I need to learn this whole sales and marketing and Facebook ads thing. But again, you don't need to waste 2 years doing the same thing. Like always, the focus of attention here is on sales and marketing. And this is like, I know we're talking very much about the product thing here, but we need to understand how do we position or reposition or package a product in what you think is a competitive market space and get it in front of the right person at the right time, at the right medium, and build enough trust, integrity in the product, in what it does and how it works to the point where they're actually going to buy it. And all of this without having to spend 20, 30K on inventory or 2 or 3 years in product development. So hope this is all making sense. Now, the one I really want to focus on here is your key point of strategic differentiation is we niche the fuck down. Like the riches generally are in the niches. Niches, same thing. Here's how we do it. So we pick a high pain point niche in category that we want to dominate, we want to own, we want to be the brand that is known for solving this very specific problem for this very specific type of person in this very specific type of situation with a very specific product. So in an ideal world, the pain that you solve needs to be something you're familiar with. Again, we're kind of linking this back to the founder-led side of things here. And remember, we are not reinventing the wheel. We don't exist to solve all things for all people. If you do that, there's that saying in marketing that if everyone's your customer, no one's your customer. So don't fall into that trap. We have to solve one specific problem, especially so if you don't have a big budget, because if you think about like the skew of your time once you launch is very heavily skewed toward content. If you can't be have a very narrowly defined avatar and customer persona, how do you know what content to make? You don't. You have an infinite amount of options, even with a clearly defined avatar. So keep it small. Don't go too big too quick. You're allowed to diversify, but you do that based on customer data, not on founder assumption. Most dangerous word in business, in my opinion and experience. Okay, so now we've niched down. What this means is that we can then become the first and by default the only in the biggest, because we've created a category of one. Okay, you are a category owner brand. So you exist to solve one big but hyper niche problem for one specific type of person with one product. And this is it. So I call it a hero product, a hero problem, hero persona, and a hero offer. We keep everything super simple, which means our focus and attention is very much on the one thing. Remember, where attention goes, energy flows and results show. And we need straight line attention in order to really obsess over something to become the best and the biggest. Here's how to do it. So first things first, you need to know more about your market than they know about themselves. And this starts with your customers' pain points and problems. I have a resource. It's in my school community. Send me a message on Instagram and just reference this video and I'll send it over for you. I think I have it here actually. Have I got it or not? Might be here. Yeah, I have. Okay. So a competitive analysis where we're really going to break down and funnel hack your industry leaders, your direct competitors and your indirect competitors as well. This will then give you a heading to understand the market. This then moves into your persona mapping here, where we need to know and understand more about our customers than they know about themselves. And this is like physical problems, the psychographic side of things, and this will just kind of walk you through it. Then we move this from concept idea, bring it together, and we start coming up with ads and concepts. Again, we're keeping the same categories here, so we know more about customers than they know about themselves. So we're anticipating problems, we're creating content or crafting content that actually resonates and has a much higher potential of converting, and then we build this into angles. As I said, I have this resource. Just send me a message on Instagram. I'll send it over, or get in my school community. Again, the link will probably be in the description. Free, no cost. Happy days. Okay, so same resource. Just deep dive on customers, understand who else is operating, like where the gaps are. And here's what this document will help you do: is to read reviews, assess the overall sentiment, and then just funnel hack the shit out of them. Like get in their email flows, get in the ads library, look at the landing pages, look at the way that they're messaging, getting their social media, look at the type of content they're putting out, look at their founder story, just really deep dive and start to obsess and understand more about these brands, because this will give you a headway. Remember, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We need to look for a strategic point of differentiation in an already established market where we are able to really niche down. And we're looking for specific pains within this general niche that we can go and double down on. And the more we know about this, and this is why I say if we can sell to ourselves and build like a super narrative around a problem we had, we just need to reposition or rework the product to the point where we own this category. We exist to solve this very specific problem. And I'm going to give you an example. And the example I'm going to use is of my own brand. Okay, so here's my brand. And I'm going to show you exactly what we did. And this is exactly the same process you can make. So context for this brand, I used to work in, I was basically strength and nutrition coach at a Premier League football club in the UK. I noticed a problem in the market. I then went away and built this food powder, amazing product to solve this problem. But obviously I was actually part of that market. I saw it, I experienced it, so it wasn't based on assumption. And this is what I'm talking about niching down. Like this brand is niched down like 5 or 6 times. So you have nutrition, sports nutrition for kids, sports nutrition for kids in sport, sports nutrition for kids in sport with picky eating or time starve. So I've niched down 5 times. So if you're thinking the market's too broad, which means it's too hard to market, I've countered that. And if you're saying the market is too niche, I'm also countering that, because now you actually have still a massive pocket within this one niche. And it means that all of my content, all my creative, all of my messaging, all of my branding is centered towards this one specific type of person with this one specific problem. And I have, again, an infinite amount of potential content to make within that. Okay, like look at this, like millions of kids play sport, millions suffer with picky eater habits. Like we all know kids are fussy eaters. The ones who play sport or don't have good diets, naturally then they're going to need additional nutritional support when they're going through puberty. And this ticks every single box. Everything we've done here, and this is why I only teach things I've actually done. Everything you see here brings it all together. It's founder-led. We solve a high pain point. It's hyper niche down, and we have a unique delivery mechanism in terms of the form of the product. And if you can do this and apply this to your own brand, your own branded dropshipping store or white label, this is how you're going to excel. So remove that limiting belief. Like, this is all possible. There's people, I'm showing you a brand, like real-time brand. This exists. If you don't believe me, go to the URL, check them out. Like, they're doing good. Like, this is perfect case in point of how you transpire from an idea to branded dropshipping to then custom formula. It's exactly the same steps. And if these guys can do it, if I can do it, there's no reason you can't do it as well, especially now you have the knowledge, so you're equipped with it, so you can't say you don't know. All right. So let's bring this all together. Don't need to reinvent the wheel to start your supplement brand. You can actually start with little money, like this whole branded dropshipping thing. If you're using a company like Sublaful, it's no money down. You buy the product once you've sold it. And then you have a pathway once you have established product market fit to move into custom formula. And this is what I'm saying. Don't go custom formula unless you have 20, 30K saved up in 6, 12, maybe 18 months of time to put into it. Okay. This is going to be so important for you. Next, reframe your mental model and get rid of those limiting beliefs. I've just destroyed them on this video. So if you still have them, that's a you thing. Okay. Just be aware. Like, don't believe everything you think. Just look, there's always a different way to look at things. And the basic concept is have others less intelligent with less resource, less experience than you pull this off. Absolutely. So there's no reason you can't. Just take action, start small, validate, and then scale, then move into custom formula. And by the way, if you have a supplement brand or if you have an idea for a supplement brand that you want to scale and bring to life, link in the description. Let's work together. Let me help you build it. Let me help you scale it. Okay. I also have a full 30-minute training if you're a complete beginner on how to start and scale a supplement brand this year. It'd be here or here. I'm not sure where. But yeah, that's it, bro. That's it, guys. Any questions, any comments? Obviously put them in the comments. If there's any specific content you want to see or anything you're struggling with particularly that would be useful for me to build a video on, again, stick them in the comments. Hope this is useful. I shall see you on the next video. Ciao.